Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Well, let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. In Europe, I'm Stephen Carroll and I'm joined by Bloomberg reporter Chloe Mele. Chloe, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start with a sector that's been booming recently, precious metals, and a jump for Fresnillo.
Yeah, Fresnillo is a major beneficiary of the rally in precious metals that we have seen over the last few months. So it's a silver and gold mine, and those two metals in particular are rallying massively. So there is quite a lot of volatility in silver today, but it's been on a very impressive run recently. It's recently hit an all-time peak of $84 an ounce. That is compared to less than $30 an ounce at the beginning of the year. So a really incredible jump there for silver. Gold has also been rallying massively. And for Fresnillo, that's obviously very good news. And the shares actually hit a record this morning. As for whether that will continue, some of the factors that fueled this metals rally this year will also be present next year. So that it might be an indicator of what we can expect. We still see the geopolitical tensions that are pushing investors towards those safe haven assets. We're also likely to see more rate cuts in 2026, and those lower borrowing costs are good for commodities. And then for silver in particular, it is also used for some kind of real-world applications like solar panels, data centers, electronics, and all of those things, of course, will be front of mind in 2026. So there is perhaps even further to go for that metals rally and therefore for Fresnillo shares as well.
Okay, so that's an interesting one to watch this morning. You've also been keeping an eye on defence stocks, the likes of Rheinmetall as well. Further reaction to the weekend talks over the future of Ukraine.
Yeah, so we're seeing today what we have seen repeated over the last few weeks, which is that defence shares go down when we hear that progress has been made on those Ukraine peace talks, and then they go up if it looks like the talks are not going as that well. So the same thing today because Trump said yesterday that he had made a lot of progress in the talks with Zelensky over that potential peace deal, and Zelensky also saying that the peace framework is 90% agreed. So investors do really react to that kind of overall sentiment, maybe also surface level sentiment, because beneath that optimism, we know that there has been no major breakthrough. There are still issues that need to be worked out as part of that peace framework, and it's unclear whether Putin would actually be willing to accept that framework as well. So that is still unclear. And then also a peace deal wouldn't mean necessarily that Europe stops investing in military capabilities. But regardless of what is actually happening or will happen, that optimistic tone is sending those defense stocks down this morning. And we are seeing a lot of weakness in the likes of Rheinmetall, Leonardo, Saab, etc.
Okay, and another one, interesting one you've been watching as well, a big jump for the biotech firm BioGaia. What's going on there?
Yeah, so that's not a company that I'd heard of before actually, but they make probiotic supplements for things like gut health and immunity, things like that. This is of course something that is kind of all the rage at the moment, part of that broader wellness boom, with everyone caring a lot about their protein intake and gut biome and all of that.
You haven't gotten it from Turkey over the past week.
Yeah, exactly. But BioGaia is up this morning after DNB Carnegie raised the price target on that stock, and said that they could see margins recover quite a lot in 2026, and they expect a really strong sales growth for that and the end of this year for the fourth quarter, and then that momentum for earnings to continue and to be really strong next year. So all around is really good news for BioGaia, and this vote of confidence has boosted those shares this morning.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.